Okay, so hi, I'm Maddie, and I'm going to be talking with you today about women's lacrosse. So, first, just a quick sport analysis. Basically, starting with the movement patterns, you're really going to see movement in all three of the major planes here. In the frontal plane, an example would be defense or just blocking another player. And the predominant movement patterns are going to be the sagittal plane. You can see this in the sprinting forward or backpedaling, attacking on goal, moving with a defender or an offensive person. And in the transverse plane, you can see the shot and the pass, the shot pattern you can see below. And just training these are going to be really important so that the athlete can get the full benefit. Next, movement patterns, we have a variety: lunge, squat, hinge, rotation, push and pull. All of these can be seen in the shot and as well as the rest of the game. So all of these are really important to train as well, just so the athlete has a full spectrum here. Joints, we have it's basically a total body sport. So joints are ankle, knee, hip, trunk, shoulder, spine, elbow, and wrist. And all of these major muscles in these groups should be trained as well. Like I said, a broad spectrum. Next, we have the energy systems. Predominantly, we're going to want to focus on anaerobic training just because a lot of the attacks on goal and movements like that are pretty quick. And while there is aerobic functions, it's really not going to be as much that we want to train. So for exercise selection, first we have power and strength. This can include bench press, back squat, deadlift, hang cleans, and many other variations. But this is just very important to train because there's so much power that is involved in this sport, in the shot, in the sprinting, and other things like that. Next, we want to select exercises that prevent injury. So this can include including plyometrics in our warm-up, focusing on lower body strength and core stability, as these are going to help prevent from injury in the sport and in competition. And then lastly, we have the agility and conditioning. So that can be including ladder drills in our warm up and having shuttles incorporated into the workout regimens. So next we have our testing sequence. The tests that you can see on the left, that's basically the order that we're going to be performing them, starting with the anthropometric. This includes height, weight, and BMI. You can see the BMI chart on the right. This just provides us the ideal and even over or under categories that we can see for our athletes. And all these are really important to measure throughout the seasons, just so we can see either progress or any areas where the athlete is lacking in these areas. So after performing these assessments, you're going to start with the 5-10-5 drill. Basically, this focuses on change of direction, which is that anaerobic system that I was talking about earlier. So basically, to do this assessment, you're going to have the athlete start in the middle of 10 yards. So that can be seen with the 2 dots in the picture here. You're basically going to sprint 5 meters to the right, 10 meters all the way back across, and then 5 meters back to the center. This replicates a lot of gain movement, such as just like explosiveness and stop and go really quickly. And basically this uses the PCR system. So like I was stating earlier, this is a lot of power, and this is really good to measure in the beginning of the season and during the season and after the season, just so you can see where the athlete is. Basically, training this will help the athlete's athleticism overall, and this will actually help their agility performance and efficiency on the field as well. So this leads us into hang clean. This is a 1 rep max assessment. You can see to the picture to the right how to perform this. Basically, just generally, it's the hip hinge, pulling the bar upwards, and then squatting that weight up. So this is a 1 rep max. So basically loading the bar as much as you can and just performing this for 1 rep at the highest weight that you can. Basically, this is an evaluation of power, and this is also essential for anaerobic functions. I chose this over other power assessments just because it's more total body than other ones. So since this is such a total body sport, like I was saying before, it's really essential that we have this kind of total body movement so that we can get a better idea of total body for the sport and for the athlete. Also, this is a really good exercise to include in their training regimens. You can progress this, and developing more power will increase their speed, agility, and other essential aspects of this sport as well. Next, we have the back squat. This is also a 1 rep max assessment, but this is more focused on lower body strength. So again, the picture to the left, it kind of shows you how to perform this 1 rep max. Load the bar up, like I said earlier, with as much weight as the athlete can do for 1 rep. Squat all the way down, breaking parallel and pushing that weight all the way back up. I chose this exercise because lower body strength, I found in multiple sources, is essential to train for women's lacrosse athletes. This is because strengthening the lower body will improve just multiple aspects of the athlete's performance. And like I said earlier, will even prevent injury. So this is also a really important aspect to why I chose back squat. Next, we have the bench press. This is another 1 rep max assessment. You can see to the picture here, you're basically, again, loading the bar up as much weight as you can for 1 rep and just performing this push movement. Upper body strength is necessary for more power in the shot so that you can really push that cross forward. And strengthening is also good for passing, defending, and other usages of the cross in this sport as well. This then leads us into our last test right here. It's the 150-yard shuttle. This is an anaerobic speed and endurance test. And to perform this, I kind of have a little diagram over here to the left. You can see there's marked 5 yards all the way up to 25. And basically, you're just going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You're going to go there and back each one. So this, like I said, focuses on the anaerobic speed and endurance. And this is the glycolytic system that is usually used during gameplay because of the short time parameter that they have to shoot the ball and make it into the goal. So this lasts about 30 to 35 seconds, which would be right in that time frame for the glycolytic system. So overall, all of these tests are essential just to know for the sport. They kind of provide sport-specific movements that we would see here, and all of these would be really good to assess for your women's lacrosse athletes. So here are my sources. Thanks for watching.